Okay. Welcome, Tanya. Thanks for being here. I'm so excited to speak with you today. And more excited to hear what you're going to be sharing with everybody. So thank you for coming on. I appreciate
Thank you for having me.
it. So first of all, I think it's important for people to understand where you came from. Like where were you? Um, where were you and what were you looking for before you started with me with Fear to Freedom?
Um, I knew that there was something more that I needed to be doing. And I just felt in my heart of hearts that I wasn't living to my potential and I wasn't doing what I was meant to do. And I was seeking my purpose, and I didn't feel that the humdrum life that I was living was what I needed to be doing. So I was searching for my purpose.
Awesome. And in that search or before that search, where were you living? Like what three emotions were you living in the most?
A lot of doubt, a lot of insecurity, and a lot of uh, like like I want to use the word like facade, like a lot of hiding, a lot of just putting on one face, but not really feeling what's being expressed, to the rest of the world. So I was living like, I guess, a lie. It was like a facade, if that makes sense.
It does. I could totally relate. I call it externally happy for everybody, but internally unhappy with myself. That's where I lived for a long time. So I get it. I showed up very happy for everybody, but not me. So I understand that completely. Um, and how did like tuning into yourself and uh, understanding your emotions and releasing your emotions and rediscovering your true story, how has that impact? Like what three areas of your life were impacted the most as you went through that process?
um, First and foremost, like my relationship with my family, I was able to set boundaries and release expectations that they had of me, because at the end of the day, this is, my life. And I also learned to not have expectations, because that's a
Mm-hmm.
two-sided coin, and also to not have expectations of what I think other people should be doing based on myself, because again, it's their life and their journey. um my life, like my goals have been a lot of my goals have been accomplished.
Wow.
So that's things that I've been wanting to do but never came to fruition. Like A, my home, B, being back in theater and acting and doing that. That's very important to me. And that's, kind of back. Um, and just relationships with, work and other people and basically, a lot of other people, just people who are no longer there, just accepting it and knowing that it's for my good, and people that are showing up, understanding that they're showing up for my good.
All right.
So,
So are you saying with, going back to theater and stuff that you have rekindled the joy and fun in your life?
oh my God, yes.
I think that's awesome. 30 years you said you weren't doing that and now you
Yeah,
are.
it was a 30-year hiatus, and anybody who knows me knows I love to be the center of attention.
That's awesome.
I like to have the spotlight. So yeah, I found that, because even though I'm with a troupe, it's like all eyes on us, and we're able to um, help other people feel happy and be entertained and find, joy in that, that makes me feel good knowing that, I'm entertaining people, and they're finding something from whatever performance I'm doing.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Um, I had a question that you brought up when you were talking, and I thought it'd be interesting to ask. Oh, no, something that you shared before we started was that you had to overcome like self-doubt and some other things to actually get into the performance. So what things did you overcome so that you were actually able to take a step back into the theater?
Well, I always, I started doing theater and choir and anything that had to do with the fine arts, like all the way back in from kindergarten. And even though people would tell me that I was sorry, I don't know if you hear the thunder.
Is that what that is? Wow.
Yeah, it's really poor. It's a torrential downpour right now. Even though I always heard that, I was talented, I didn't believe it. I just felt like, people were just being kind or nice. And so I doubted myself. I doubted my talent. I doubted how, people viewed me, so I was very, very insecure. And you're probably going to see my dog because the thunder just scared her and she's kind of like inching her way towards me.
Oh, oh. So you were able to overcome all of that so that you could get back into theater.
Yes. I finally, felt confident. So I had myself confident and my self-love and understanding that I don't have to be perfect. I just have to be me and be honest and authentic and that's enough.
Totally is. It's more than enough. So I have to ask, as a single mom and a single household provider, how did you get over the fear of investing in yourself?
Yeah, that's a big one, especially when I had started speaking with you, we were in the middle of COVID. It had just started and a couple months into it, and I had received a pay cut from work, because of everything, but I was okay with that because at least I still had my job. So it's like anything, we go to college and spend all this money on going to college, because there's, we want to learn something and we want to grow and we want to become better. So that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to grow and I wanted to become better and I wanted to learn about myself and love myself and accept myself. And, I just figured, okay, there's just small sacrifices that I have to do. And at the end of the day, I'm sacrificing for me. I'm not sacrificing for anybody else. So, maybe I don't go out, every other weekend, or, I don't maybe go shopping and buy $50 tennis shoes and just buy the $20 ones that are on sale, so because at some point once, well, the journey's never over because the journey's never over, but once I know that all of these steps are going to get me to a place where I'm going to be more financially secure. I'm going to be able to do the things. So it's a short-term sacrifice to have what I want for myself long-term.
Yeah. And in this, in this decision, you've been able to buy a house, your relationship improved, your work relationships have improved, you're manifesting. And I think what you said something so powerful in our last call, that you were just kind of in this place of I'll say floating through the world, like just really, really like happy and joyful, and that everything was working with you,
Yes, I feel like just everywhere I turn, there's a blessing there, something that was unexpected. And it's like, the universe is aware of what my goal is and keep and being, on the path and staying true to my path and doing the things that I say that I'm going to do. and keeping my word. And it's not keeping my word to anybody else, it's keeping my word to myself.
Yeah.
That I just keep getting of things that I'm just like, oh, where did that come from? Oh, where did that come from? So it's like the investment in myself, what I'm being sent and what's being gifted to me is what is the word? Over Overcompensates, or I just had the word in my
Above and
head.
beyond, maybe.
um like that small turn investment, what's coming to me outweighs out, what whatever expenditures I have done to get here. So it doesn't even balance. It just like the scale is like this.
Oh, that's awesome. Tanya, I'm so happy for you. That's amazing. Amazing. And I want to just ask one last question and maybe two more. And so the one is, as a single mother, and I know your children are a bit older, but you have grandbabies and all that yummy stuff. And the house, the household, being the household provider, I know that money wasn't, the decision to come, to invest in yourself was a challenging one. And not just that, and investing in the time too. So how do you balance the time to, still live your life, still have everything and do things that you want, but still stay focused and present to go through your journey with fear?
Sure. Well, I mean, there are things that, I do balance, but it's my choice, and it's not, it's really nice to not think of the words I have to. It's, my schedule gets busy, but I look at as I get to do these things. There comes my dog. I get to, I get to do my performances and my auditions and my practices, and I get to go to Reiki and take my classes with you and talk to my teammates. It's my choice. I don't do, if I don't feel like doing something one day, I just make the choice to not to do it.
It's awesome.
So it's a self-balancing act. I just, I follow my heart. What my body and my heart tell me to do is what I do.
Beautiful. And if someone's sitting there listening to this and they say, wow, I want that, I want to have that life as well, what would you recommend to them?
You can have that life. You just have to dive in, and you just have to, take the plunge and just do it, because there's nothing that's stopping you. Once you are committed to yourself, there's nothing that's going to stop you. And it's gonna, the pros and the things that are going to come into your life are gonna, outweigh anything that you feel that, you had to tighten up the reins on. It's just, it's such a blessing, and you're going to be so in love with yourself and accepting yourself, and, so at peace with yourself that, you can't, there's no value to that. You can't put it's like that MasterCard commercial or American Express, whatever, that credit card, $20 for the shoes, $15 for the jeans, the first kiss on the first date, priceless. Yeah.
Right.
That's what this is. It's priceless. You can't put a price tag on how I am today, how I feel today, or the things that are coming to me today.
That's amazing. I want to thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you, and I'm more than joyful. I feel so much gratitude in my heart for your transformation, and not just for me, but for the ripple effect of how now you, as you show up in your authentic self, how that helps others as well.
Oh my gosh, that's huge. That's
Yeah.
that's huge. What I do for other people now is, and I hear it all the time by people's comments and statements. And I'll tell you about it some other time, but it's just like, this is exactly where I was supposed to be doing, exactly, this is my purpose.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, enjoy your rainy day, and thank
Thank
you so
you.
much for being here.
Thank you. Bye.